Since many holiday activities revolve around food, people with celiac disease may find the holidays very stressful. Today, we have two nutritionists from Mayo Clinic's Celiac Clinic in Rochester who are here to share some tips for managing the holidays.
My name is Jackie C.
And I'm Madalynn Strong.
So, Jackie, can you start by telling us why the holidays can be challenging for someone on a gluten-free diet?
Well, the holidays can be stressful for anyone, but people with celiac disease have to follow a very strict diet. It's not a diet that they can cheat on, and even if they get gluten accidentally, it can have ill consequences. And some of the challenges they run into are identifying which holiday foods are still safe to eat, baking with gluten-free ingredients, going to people's homes, or even entertaining in your own home.
Good to know. Maddie, could you give us some tips for staying gluten-free at parties?
Sure. So if you're feeling up to it, maybe host the party at your house. That way you have more control over the food that is being served. If guests offer to bring a dish, suggest something that's naturally gluten-free, such as some corn chips and salsa, a bottle of wine, or a fruit and vegetable tray. If you're attending a party at another house, consider calling the host ahead of time to ask if you can bring a dish or two and check what the menu is going to be. If they're serving the food buffet style, be first in line. That way you know that the food or the utensils that you're using have not been used for gluten-containing foods. If you're dining out at a restaurant, call ahead to see if the restaurant offers gluten-free options. If the choice is up to you, pick a gluten-free restaurant or a restaurant that you know offers some gluten-free choices. And remember, when in doubt, to go without. If you can't be sure that the food is gluten-free, it's a good idea to skip it.
So, Jackie, are there any popular holiday foods that are gluten-free?
Yes, a lot of people like to bake cookies or make candies over the holiday, and there are several that are naturally gluten-free. For example, most kinds of fudge, peanut brittle, divinity. You can go online and search for additional gluten-free recipes, or you can modify your old favorites. There are several gluten-free flour blends that you can purchase that work just like regular wheat flour. And if you like to bake in large quantities, you may want to blend your own flours to save on cost. You can purchase gluten-free pie crust mix, cookie mix, baked cookies. There are lots of products available. Now, if you belong to a support group, you may want to suggest that they have a cookie exchange. That way you can taste many cookies without having to make them all yourself. And suggest that they bring the recipes so that if you really like them, you can make more of them.
Now, what should I do when hosting a party with a guest who has celiac disease?
You may want to, before you plan your menu, you may want to talk with your gluten-free guest and see if she has some suggestions for the menu or recipes. Or you may even want to go shopping with her so that to make sure that all of your ingredients are gluten-free. Most meats are gluten-free. Turkey is gluten-free, but sometimes it's injected with a basting solution that could have gluten in it. And ham itself is also gluten-free, but sometimes it has a glaze on it, and you'd have to check the ingredients in that. The gravy packet is often made with wheat flour, but you could easily make your own gravy using cornstarch or another gluten-free flour. When it comes to stuffing, you can purchase gluten-free stuffing mix, or you can use your traditional recipe and simply substitute gluten-free bread. Or you could do what they do down south, they make cornbread stuffing. Most vegetables are gluten-free, including mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes, and roasted vegetables are a nice addition to a holiday meal. One detail that's very important but often overlooked is cross-contamination. What this means is that the gluten-free food has come in contact with a food that contains gluten, and even this small amount could affect someone with celiac disease.
How can I handle the temptation to eat just a little bit of gluten-containing food?
Sometimes well-meaning family or friends encourage you to try something because they don't think just a little will hurt or this one time will hurt. Some people just don't get it. Always bring some food along with you so that in case there's nothing for you to eat, you always have something. Eat something before you go. I wasn't looking at the camera.
You can keep going.
I was looking at you.
Oh, keep going. Or you can start from the beginning.
Eat something before you go so that you're not starved and can resist temptation when you get to the party. And focus on family and friends. After all, that's what the holidays are all about.
Maddie, do you have any advice for keeping kids safe and happy over the holidays?
Absolutely. So start by establishing family traditions that don't involve food, such as going caroling or ice skating or decorating Christmas ornaments. Also, don't make your children feel deprived as they can't go to parties. Instead, contact the host or the hostess or the parents and let them know your child's dietary needs and ask about what food is going to be served at the party so that you can send food to match. Also make some Christmas treats with and for your children, such as gluten-free Rice Krispie treats, homemade Chex Mix, or a holiday snack mix with gluten-free Cheerios, gluten-free Chex, red and green M&Ms, or dried fruits or nuts.
Any other advice?
Although the holidays can be stressful, the key is pre-planning and being creative. And take heart that next year it'll be easier.